Hey ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. As always, it is Nick here, back with your daily crypto news and analysis, and today we're going to be talking about Ripple and XRP, so sit back, relax, and before we fully jump on into this video, I do just want to ask guys to please leave a like on this video. It does help the channel grow immensely, and of course I always do greatly appreciate it. Now with that being said, today we have a lot of exciting things to talk about. Do not mind the prices right now on the chart, or on the, I should say on the screen, but this video might be going up a little bit later. Do not know currently. It is currently about like 3:30 a.m. So I might upload it immediately after this. I will see. But if we are talking about XRP and we're talking about the future of this entire space, it really does, regard one major factor, and that is, of course, regulations. Now, on this subject, we are also talking about a lot of things economically happening in the world, and we're going to be addressing that, and we're going to be talking about that. I will do a breakdown on this entire market later on today. I'm going to be, waking up after the indices open and the dollar open, and then I will report on it during that time. But for the most part, I do want to talk to you guys about some exciting things happening right now within the XRP community, and that is, of course, regarding the SEC. So we actually see here, upon my term ending on the SEC's advisory committee last week, I took the chance to give Chair Gensler some strong words, about his abuse of digital assets. Check out Gensler's response. Listen close to this, guys.
With respect to the SEC's regulation of digital assets, I want to urge the SEC to consider the proposal I offered by way of a public rulemaking proposal for the SEC to open public comment with respect to digital asset regulation. Doesn't commit the SEC to doing anything, but my digital asset regulation Genesis block proposal would offer the commission the collective wisdom of crypto lawyers, digital asset lawyers who've been working diligently on these issues. We encountered that nuance in our IAC hearing on this. I encounter it in my securities law regulation course. Look, on the one hand, it's ridiculous for the 33 Act to treat miners and node operators as underwriters, or to apply cookie-cutter proxy rules to the voting of governance tokens in a DeFi protocol. On the other hand, I think a lot of people in the digital asset and crypto communities would love to see standardized disclosure about tokenomics and about auditing of smart contracts in a particular project. I think the digital asset regulation Genesis block proposal can help the SEC to achieve that, and ultimately help digital asset owners like me, rather than threaten the value of their interests with over application of the Howey test. And so I hope that my proposal would get sincere consideration. Thank you again. I will miss all of you. I will still heckle the IEC from the sidelines. Just kidding. But I will be here. I will be writing in some comment letters, and I won't be far. So I hope you will all stay close and stay in touch.
Can I just, please, Chris, Paul and JW, I hope that you're not going to go that far away, and we can only help you a long and healthy life, JW, because your input, even if sometimes we disagree, I have found your input, and I look forward to hearing more, is always informs the debate and is it's thoughtful, and so keep coming to us with.
And honestly, when we are talking about regulation, we do see here, I want to join the fight for digital asset freedom. And many folks have been fighting for a long time on these issues, like Jerry Brito and so many more here, especially in terms of the DeFi community. And of course, my digital asset regulation Genesis block proposal is my first effort. It merely calls the SECs to open, public comment on the unique issues that digital assets faces. Summary of the proposal in Cointelegraph, and we do see that here. I'm not going to open this. I'm not going to break it down too much, but for the most part, it is a good way of actually regulating, digital assets and really kind of fostering in innovation, all while protecting investors that are invested in digital assets, aka what the SEC should be doing. And we do see here, I mentioned in the proposal all the smart contract, crypto lawyers the SEC needs to hear from, like Lex DAO, Lex Punk Army, and Lex Node, whose Safe Harbor 2.0 proposal is heavily cited in my proposal. And this is continuing on. When we're talking about regulations and, really fighting the good fight, there's some very good actors out there, and then there are some very, very bad actors that do not know anything about this technology, that should not even be, speaking on it, and they still are. Now, all while this is happening, I do want to talk to you guys real quick about a few other things, and then we'll get right back into, of course, regulation talk, and that is, of course, the collapse of the US dollar. Why would I be talking about this in an XRP video? Well, let's talk about this. So first off, this is a huge deal. If it happens, petrodollars are key to keeping the dollar status as the world's reserve currency. Saudi Arabia considers accepting yuan instead of dollars for Chinese oil sales. This is getting very interesting because although this is happening, we also see, articles like this being pushed. U.S. economy flashes a recession warning sign. I mean, obviously, we know that a recession is nearing. In fact, we didn't need to know that a recession is, nearing by having surging oil and gas prices, or, having grocery items being, almost 2 times their original price. I mean, we're seeing some major problems right now. And, all while this is happening, we're still seeing, innovation being stifled. We're still seeing massive amounts of spending. We actually see the risk of a recession are building, but not necessarily immediate unless the global geopolitics, dramatically deteriorate from the, delicate starting point. And of course, this is talking about the Fed. Chair Jerome Powell will make it clear that the Fed is aware of its dual mandate and does not want to invert the yield curve and produce a recession. Now, all while this is happening, we're seeing massive confrontation with Russia and the Ukraine. We see China shutting down with COVID. I mean, honestly, things are sparking back up. We're seeing a lot of talks around this. Honestly, it's all just panic. There's so much panic throughout these markets. There's so much uncertainty, and a lot of people are playing into it. Honestly, I'm not fearful at all, especially with, crypto. I believe that crypto is the best hedge against inflation. I think it's the best hedge against a recession or a crash. Don't get me wrong. Did we crash during the March of 2020 drop? 100%. But look at what ended up happening. Not even a year later, we hit, massive all-time highs. I honestly believe that crypto is still the future of the world. And when we're talking about the world reserve currency, I just made a video on XRP becoming that yesterday. Okay? And a lot of people still kind of make fun of it. Oh, it's never going to happen. It's this, it's that. You got to look further beyond the picture that is being painted for you by the SEC, by the U.S., by the government officials that do not want you holding these assets. Russian and Chinese households are stockpiling gold, and the big banks are on alert for a cyber attack on the global transaction network, SWIFT. Again, have some assets offline. Remember, you can't hack gold. And I just want to take a second real quick to tell you guys that if you do want to buy a ledger, I have a link down in the comments below and in the description below. Yes, I do earn money on those links if you do click those and buy something on their website, but I do fully back Ledger. I own a Ledger. I have a lot of my assets, almost all of my assets on a Ledger to protect it. I have my XRP on my Ledger because cold storage, offline storage is the safest place for your digital assets. These exchanges, these massive networks can easily get shut down. They could easily get attacked, hacked, whatever the case may be. And I want you all to play a secure game, especially with assets like XRP that have the potential to ultimately reshape the entire financial system. Now, going back to regulations, because regulations are key for XRP to become the world reserve currency, we are seeing a lot of talks around the SEC lawsuit with, of course, XRP. And we do see here, the SEC, your token looks like a security library. Oh no, is there anything we can do to change that? SEC, yes, but you have to guess what it is. Library, can you give us any hints? SEC, no. Library, guesses. SEC, you guessed wrong. Now we punish you. And this goes back to this. So if you guys missed it, here we have library. We're not trying to get anyone in trouble, but this is literally what we're being sued by the SEC for. Hard not to believe there is some corruption involvement when Ethereum can state this openly in 2022 without penalty. And if you guys did miss it, the co-founder of Ethereum is stating that they are literally, having the Series D fundraising event for, of course, consensus. This is very interesting. I mean, this is an ICO essentially yet again. We do see led this raise after participating in Consensus Series C round in November 2021. They were joined by new investors, including a strategic balance of both crypto and traditional funds, aligned with our company-wide objective to embrace our crypto-native roots. Proceeds from the round will be converted to Ethereum to further build Consensus Ultrasound Money, positioned as a rebalance to our Ethereum to fiat ratio in line with our treasury strategy. We've long maintained a significant treasury of Ethereum, stablecoins, and other crypto tokens, and we are actively using our own financial infrastructure to put these assets to work in DeFi protocols and via staking in anticipation of Ethereum's merge to proof of stake. Guys, I want you all to realize what is happening here. This is direct 100% corruption. There has to be corruption going on. It's literally hard to look past this right now. And it really is the idea on We are going to be seeing regulations coming into this space. I do not see this not being brought up, in this lawsuit. And honestly, Ethereum got a free pass. So did Bitcoin. It's clear to me. And honestly, it's clear to me that they went after Ripple for one reason and one reason only. The banks are scared. These major players are scared. These Ethereum co-founders, these Ethereum founders, there has to be something going on behind the closed doors. I truly cannot look past this. The evidence is so clear and it's right in front of our faces. It's absolutely insane. And of course, while this is going on, we see Ripple talking about open banking on the rise in North America. And of course, they're saying, with the right mix of regulation and innovation, open banking in combination with crypto technologies could help transform business operations and payments across the US and Canada. Now, all while this is going on, all while we're seeing regulations being brought up, and we are seeing, a lot of updates within the SEC lawsuit, it brings me back to one major thing. Okay, all while we're talking about a recession, we're talking about a collapse of the US dollar. All right, this tells me that some sort of currency, okay, digital, whatever the case may be, will be chosen of the world's reserve currency. Yesterday, I showed you a video of David Schwartz. He talked about XRP settling the world, and I'm talking the global world payments, all in seconds. All at once. This is the power of XRP. This is the power of RippleNet with XRP. Now, why am I talking about RippleNet? Why am I talking about XRP? All with, of course, the collapse of the dollar. Swift. Swift is my focus point. Swift, these major... All right, first off, when we are seeing Saudi Arabia pulling out of the dollar, that should give you a clear sign. Okay, these nations, these areas around the world are pulling out of the US dollar. Why? It's simple. Okay, as the US continues to print and print and print and destroy the economy of not only the US, but almost every nation around the world, because we are still in a dominated US dollar economy globally, these major areas want to pull out of the dollar. They want to get away from the dollar. They want to get away from Swift as well, because of course, under Swift, think about it like this. We are all trying to get out of a Bitcoin crypto market. Yeah, well, we want a utility-driven market, and this is exactly what is happening within the financial system. We are in a Swift system that is dominated by the US dollar, and these nations do not want it anymore. They want to transition over to, multiple payment currencies. Now, all while we do that, all while we're seeing, these major areas moving away from the US dollar into other currencies, we're going to need to have a bridge between all of them. And that is where the world reserve currency bridge comes into play. That is where XRP comes into play. RippleNet could seamlessly innovate and fully disrupt the entire financial system by absolutely decimating Swift. We do not need Swift. We have seen this proven by Ripple themselves with RippleNet statistics being brought in saying 60% fees gone right off the table utilizing RippleNet with, of course, combined with XRP. Realize what is happening in front of your faces. We are seeing regulations being talked about. We're seeing digital assets being talked about on a day-to-day basis. Things are moving rapidly in this space, and I want you all to start paying attention right now. So with that being said, I hope that you all enjoyed this video. If you guys did, definitely leave a like, subscribe, turn notifications on if you guys want more free content. You guys are more than welcome to follow me on Twitter and join the free Discord down in the description below. As always, I hope that you all have a beautiful day or a beautiful night wherever you guys are in this beautiful world. It's been Nick. Peace out, guys.